Hello and welcome to the 7th episode of Rajećski Kraj, where I build a Croatian coastal city. And in this episode I will be building the zoo, first the zoo, and then also a little bit of the newer parts of the town, which is called, how is it called actually? Shit, I forgot, sorry. I will just join there, so no problem with that. Where will be like large residential buildings. It will be one of more areas with that, with the large residential buildings, but it will be the first one. Now here you can see me building the parking lot for the zoo. The zoo is basically just called Rajeć, or Zoo Rajeć. That's how it's called. And yeah, it's just a giant parking lot. I think I made it just too big because no people just use that many cars. Well, not in real life, but in city skylines, most of them just take the bus, or the city is not big enough, and there are not many tourists yet. But I think that they'll come. Yeah, they'll come. And yeah, this is the main entrance. I wanted to somehow delete these ugly parking lots, but then I tried to look in the options. If I have that mode, it's called Prop It Up, that allows me to just delete whatever props there are on a building. But apparently I don't have it, so I think I'll just download it because I need it really badly. So yeah, this is this is a bit tricky actually, because the zoo, they don't like these pavilions are just different buildings that are there, and the problem is that they terraform a lot. They make a flat ground, and it looks really ugly. It does because when you have like a zoo, it was a little bit based on the zoo of Prague, and this zoo is also set on the hill, and most of these pavilions, they're just in the mountain, like they go uphill or something, but it doesn't work like that in city skyline. It just has to be flat ground, so that's a bummer. But anyway, I think I built a really good looking zoo. I also tried to fit in this cable car. Yeah, I think it is called cable car, because that's also what you see in the Prague Zoo, so a little bit of inspiration there. Also, because I built the monkey house just on the cliff. If you have the camera just down under the hill, just see the echo of the monkeys just screaming, and it's hilarious. It is. So yeah, you're just side gates to make lots more people to come in, or just to make it easier for them. And yeah, more pavilions here and there. And yeah, and just another road, and it's going like up the hill, and I think it turned out pretty well. I will add, they're already added, but in the footage, you add I think it is the last stage of the footage where I just add the trees so to make it look like it's in a sort of forest or something. And I've tried if there will be like good looking if I added some building on the other side of the road. It just wouldn't destroy the look of it, but I didn't do it. I think it would destroy the look of it, so I just made a fence and some trees, and you know. So yeah, that I think it still turned out pretty good. Yeah, especially now, it's just added so much expansion to the city. It's like almost as big as the old town, but it looks really good. It really does. I'm really glad how it turned out. So yeah, I wanted this cable car to be just accessible, just via the cable car, but then I've built this road to make it, connected. Okay, it wasn't the last stage. These the forest, sort of these trees. I've added these vanilla trees. I think they're looking really good. These giant. I think it's. Which tree is it? I think it's spruce, giant spruce. Yeah, something like that. So anyway, it's just a nice giant zoo. That's just. I mean, it's a really big zoo. For that small town. Ooh, that's one giant tourist attraction. So here again, playing and terraforming in the sea. It's a real pain, the water in this game. And yeah, they need waters, so I just drag in some pipes and some policies so that the zoo will be a giant tourist attraction. And now we're getting to this build, which is a roundabout, because I've seen a lot that in creation cities, whereas like the highway across the city, like the city highway ring, they're not highways, they're more like only some speed roads, but they a lot have these like roundabouts. So I definitely wanted to build one because I think it helped the traffic flow actually, and I think it helped a lot, really. So yeah, now I have a roundabout in my city. I'm really glad I do have one, because I always forgot about the roundabout, that I could build some to make the city more nice, or look more nice, and I always forget about it. So that's why this is the first roundabout in the whole city. I will definitely build more if I will not forget about it. But yeah, here I'm just trying to build some nice palace. Be just like under the hill to make it like that there was once some, I don't know, some monarchy. Actually, in Oputea in Croatia, there's a villa that was built for the which emperor it was. I think it was Franz Joseph the First. Yeah, it was Franz Joseph the First. So yeah, I wanted to build some like nice villa, or this is actually Grasalkovic Palace from Bratislava. a bit bigger than the villa in Oputia, but still it is there. And here, here I'm placing down this train station because it reminded me that I wanted to build a train, a working train infrastructure. So that's why I have this train connection here. And so yeah, I've built this train station to make the train work. And yeah, here I'm connecting the tunnels. It's a little bit hard because this the main train station is just dead end, so it makes it a little bit harder for the trains to just connect all the train stations, but I've managed to. pull it out because I'm good. Yeah. But anyway, as you could see there for like a brief, like a little ready time period, the zoo is really just as big as the city that I've already built. Now I have on this train line, there are just random trains going, but I've already now downloaded a train, a regional train, because I want it to be, to not have an ICE, going around my creational city just as a regular regional train. So I will change it. But yeah, I think no, I haven't built the residential buildings yet. So yeah, here I'm starting to build this residential part of the city. Now, this is a bit tricky because when it comes to the road layout, how I've planned it, I'm really glad with the outcome of it. I really am. But when it comes, and when the building placement is also good, but when it comes to the detail, I'm not really happy with the outcome of it. So I will change the detail of this. Oh yeah, I've called it Banderovo, of course. That's a district in Rijeka, if you don't know. And so I will rebuild this, not the buildings, not the roads, just the detail. Make another episode just detailing this, because I don't like the detail, because it's just basically just trees. That's not how these apartment like tall residential building ghettos, I think it's called. That's not how they look. So yeah, I will definitely change these. I think I will be that I'm inspired, like building this by the my god, how's that called? It's in Prague, and it's by Jenanice, or yeah, that is part of Prague. There's like these tall residential buildings. So yeah, I'm inspired by this. So it's not actually how it looks in Croatia, but I wanted to make it because I think it looks nicer, so, and like more modern. So yeah, here I'm just again laying down the pedestrian paths, the zonable pedestrian paths to plop these buildings down. I'm using the buildings from the Nova City A collection and the how's that called? It's inspired by a real building. It's called Holtz. Some with Holtz. It's again a German name, and it's based on a residential buildings in Berlin. So yeah, that's that. And so this is the Banderovo, and no, we're not getting to the end of the episode. I still don't have any detail yet, and well, detail, I wouldn't call it much of a detail because it's not much detail. But I already can tell you in the next episode, because the end of this episode, I haven't finished the detail at the Banderovo train station. So in the next episode, I will be building the details around the Banderovo train station, and also, so it will be like a little, not that long episode, a little bit shorter, because it's like an hour and a half of footage. This is like 3 or 4 hours of footage, I'm not sure. But yeah, so there will be the next episode, along with well, in the next episode I first try to build the old Rajeć, the oldest part of the town, which is the the like from the Roman era or the Middle Ages part of town. I tried. That's literally what I did. I tried because I thought that I would already have enough buildings, that it would look good, but it didn't turn out that well. So in the middle of the episode, I just switched to the detailing around the Banderovo station, and actually with the detail around the station, I think it turned out pretty well. I'm really glad with the outcome of it. Uh, so yeah, but that's the next episode. I will talk about it in the next episode. Here I'm just connecting the city so that so that the traffic flow would be better. Adding more buildings and more detail. Well, I wouldn't call it a detail because it's not much detailed. And a little forest that will be, at the buildings. Oh yeah, here I am using these sunken walls, which I'm not using correctly. The trains should be going inside of them, but I didn't do it. I don't know why. Maybe I'll change it. But in the next episode, as I will be detailing the train station, I will use them again, and this time I will use them properly or correctly, or how they're supposed to work. So yeah, here I'm building the forest at the Banderovo to make it look like nicer. I will this forest that is there. I will not change it. I'm glad with the outcome of the forest. Just the detail around the buildings. It's not looking really good. And eventually, I think that no, it will. Sorry, it will be in the next episode. There's like this little part of land that sticks out, but I deleted it. And so we're at the end of the episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.